Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Bjork songs so far in my discovery of debut all the way to Vespertine. These first four albums that I have listened to kind of mark the peak of Bjork's popularity within the general public. Her seemingly most iconic era, I am going to be counting down. It has been a ride so far. I did not expect I would even get remotely this far into her discography. And I am surprised I'm really enjoying it this much. I really fell in love with Bjork's sound. Just one of an all-time legend in pop music. Now, this is only part one. I am going to do this every once in a while after I do many albums of hers. So Medulla is next up, but I wanted to do these first four albums just to give you guys a little update as to really what I've been enjoying so far, what is my favorite, and what is my preference of sound when it comes to Bjork's music. This was a very tough list to make. I think I was working on this list for about 2 or 3 weeks. And it has taken me a lot of time to actually build up the courage to make this video because, I just keep having second thoughts about where I'm listing these songs and if they should make the list, if they shouldn't make the list, because there's so many good contenders for a top 10. So I will let you know that there are songs that I really enjoy that I could not put on this list just because she has so many good songs. But let's go 10 to 1. Start at number 10. At number 10, we have from Vespertine, we have Undo. Undo is a song that has really grown on me with time. My initial reaction to Vespertine really did not showcase my love for that song quite as much as I've learned to love it. It took me at least 3 or 4 re-listens to Undo to fully appreciate that song. But it's just so good. I love the use of micro beats. It's not fully, one note, and there's always something to the production that is interesting and has this electronic twist. The lyrics, especially the lyric, it's not meant to be a strife, it's not meant to be a struggle uphill. And there's many other, it just feels very emotional, and one of the most emotional on Vespertine to me. But yeah, really everything about this song is a standout. You got the micro beats, being perfected, that little production twist, it really adds to this song. Her tone in this is just so intriguing. It just really sounds very heartfelt towards her. And yeah, it marks one of my favorite songs on Vespertine for that reason, but I guarantee you, it is not the last of Vespertine, the album. You will see on this list. Coming in at number 9, also from Vespertine, we have Aurora. Aurora was another song that it really took me some time with. I had to listen at least 3 or 4 times to fully appreciate this song as well. And Vespertine as a whole, I will mention that Vespertine was the album that has grown on me the absolute most. I really enjoyed every single album that I've heard from her so far, but the one that I have grown to love so much from my initial reaction has got to be Vespertine. There's so many songs that really pop out at you after even 2 or 3 listens, and Aurora is definitely one of them. What can I say about this song? This song is just gorgeous. It doesn't have that electronic twist. It is fully balls to the wall, kind of cinematic and very cold feeling. That is one of the things that I mentioned in my initial reaction to this whole album, is how cold and wintry it feels. I know Vespertine was released in August, which is strange because of how wintry and Christmassy, in particular Aurora, with the very vivid imagery being presented here with the footsteps in the snow kind of crackling under her, the whole track. I love that touch. So brilliant on her part for that. There's wind chimes in this song too that they just add tenfold to the imagery that this song presents. So the reason I find this so wintry and Christmassy is there are parts in the hook which is just an unbelievable hook. It's just filled with this choir in church sound that is grouped and layered together, that it sounds like a classic Christmas hymn. Something about it just feels so cozy and warm, but also cold at the same time. There's a mix of a bunch of that, but winter at its finest with this track, Aurora. It is a standout on Vespertine. I'm stunned. Just the detail in Aurora amazes me. Coming in at number 8 on this list, it is Vespertine again, with Pagan Poetry. This was the first song of the Vespertine era that I checked out, and I was kind of in love with it. I marked it as one of my kind of favorite all-time Bjork ballads, at least when I listened to it. It really, really stood out for the type of sound. With me not knowing, we were going to get so much more of that sound on Vespertine, the album, that even outdoes Pagan Poetry. Just the one thing I love about Vespertine as a whole, though, is this, I love how gorgeous and ethereal, angelic, cozy this album feels, mixed with kind of, this whole electronic thing that she has done from post and homogenic, basically. It really feels like a combination of all of the three before Vespertine, soaked into one with this more cinematic vibe to it. But I love the micro beats, the electronic vibes, in particular in Pagan Poetry. The little details in production is really nice. And to top it all off, I love the outro of this track. I don't know why I love this so much. It's just everything is brought to a halt, and it's just her vocals. Everything cuts out. Everything is cut out. It's her a cappella that she repeats time after time. I love him, then she loves him, Something about that is just so heart-crushing to me. It's very, very inexplainable, but my first song that I ever heard from this era, and it's my 8th favorite Bjork song, Pagan Poetry. It's so good. Guys, I promise you this is not a bit, but at number 7, we have another track from Vespertine in Hidden Place. This is the perfect album intro for Vespertine. It really feels like a great introduction into this world. The intro of this just feels so satisfying. It's like doom, doom, doo, 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 doom. And you get, again, that electronic mix. It's ever so slightly, but the drums, the one thing I love about this album is that it keeps you engaged. It's not just this boring instrumentation. It is very engaging with interesting drums, interesting bass, interesting synth work. The culmination of that with everything else she does lyrically, vocally on this album is why Vespertine is so groundbreaking. In particular on this sound, I love that, and I also love the note in the hook. The melody in that hook is so good, and it's one of the more kind of, recognizable hooks. Not to say that not having a recognizable hook on Vespertine is a bad thing, because there's a lot of songs on Vespertine that I enjoy that don't necessarily have very identifiable hooks. Looking at You, kind of an Echo, a Stain, that kind of vibe. It's very kind of non-melodic. But this one is, and it's a reason why I do enjoy it so much. Hidden Place is, at least right now, my favorite song off of Vespertine, and I know that will switch on a dime the more I continue to listen to this album. But yeah, the first 4 tracks on this list are all from Vespertine. I did not intend for it to be this way, but Vespertine, the album, is just that good. Coming in at number 6 on this list is All Is Full of Love, which I just kind of recently did a music video reaction to that song, and it kind of just magically floated into my list after I did that music video reaction. I think it's partially because the version that is showcased in the music video also has this more kind of engaging beat with the drums, this more electronic vibe that feels reminiscent of Vespertine. I know she has said that it feels like the calm after the storm, after Pluto in the context of homogenic, but also it does feel like it's a step into the world pre-Vespertine, and I just love that so much. So I would say the music video version is preferable to the regular version, but it really does depend on the day for me. So the visuals included is a reason why I love this song so much. Just picturing that music video now 24/7 is a complete game changer in terms of this song. It's really one of those songs that feels like I'm floating into heaven. The last kind of little outro of it is just so like, I don't know. It feels like something is taking me to another world, and like, it just feels so trance-like. It just feels so trance-like to me. I have no idea why, I can't explain it, but I just kind of let the music, in particular with this song, engage me. Coming in at number 5, going back earlier on in her career, we have Venus as a Boy. This is the first song by Bjork I have ever heard, and I am surprised it's still on this list, but this is really an iconic song and almost the perfect song to get introduced to Bjork. It has still remained from 1993 onwards as a top 5 song in her discography. Something about that damn loud-ass bell in that intro that repeats is fun. It's fun. The production of Venus as a Boy kind of does sometimes sound like it comes from 93, but I don't think that's a bad thing, is to hear the year that it was made in. I find it very, very charming, this song. When going back into listening to Vespertine from 2001, the difference is very identifiable. I love the lyrical imagery kind of describing this guy. He's Venus as a boy. The verses are a standout in that lyrical imagery. The Icelandic lines are amazing. I love when she uses Icelandic in a track. Yeah, this is just absolutely stood the test of time. Venus as a Boy is still coming in at number 5 on this list. My favorite song from debut, and unfortunately the only song from debut to make this list, but believe me, it is still a very, very solid record. Number 4, arguably her most iconic song, and for very good reason, we have from Post, Army of Me. From the moment you turn on this song, this is a very production-focused track. Out of all of these songs so far on this list, this is the first one to really hit at number 4, to be all really out production-focused. I know the hook in Army of Me is super strong and one of her most hooky and catchy tracks ever, or at least up to this point. But that kind of pulsating bass and that synth work, dude, 1995. Army of Me was made in 1995, and it sounds that crisp. Just absolutely shakes me to my core, the production that is on this thing. One of her best produced tracks, in my opinion, from 95. It's just a nasty track. The hook is undeniable. One of her best songs, and arguably her most iconic, Army of Me, coming in at number 4. I mean, who doesn't love this song? Coming in at number 3 on this list, from Homogenic, is Pluto. Now, I don't know if that is a shocking thing to some people. I know it's kind of a you love it or you hate it type track on Homogenic, but I love it. It is a Bjork song so far in her discography unlike any other, and I think that's why I love it so much. It is arguably the craziest, most chaotic song that I've heard from her before. The energy, it is energetic. Her vocals, she like growls, especially that outro. You have that pulsating, grungy electronic sound in the outro, where it just feels like an all-out climax from her vocals and the beat. Vocal performance is off the charts on this one. Production is off the charts. It's just a goofy song that I find myself so drawn to, and is one of my favorites off of Homogenic. I just feel like this song is so ahead of its time. Again, Homogenic was released back in, I believe, 1998 or 1997, and for a song that, I just feel like this song is the blueprint for what a lot of artists are doing now. Sophie was an icon in her own right. Arca is an icon in her own right, and they have also together influenced so many people who are currently doing the exact same stuff. But I believe, Bjork also was maybe a huge impact on this electronic and hyperpop sound that is just so popular right now. So this song might be the kind of blueprint of this whole crazy electronic sound we're getting nowadays. Coming in at number 2, from Homogenic as well, we have Yoga. I still cannot get the performance out of my mind that I reacted to. Again, all of my Bjork reactions will be in the description. I have a playlist where you can watch all of them, so you have not missed a single thing in my Bjork journey. So that will be in the description if you want to kind of catch yourself up, because I feel like that is absolutely needed. But Yoga is her best ballad by far. Her best ballad by far. It is so gorgeous. The strings are unlike any other. They beat out even the strings on Vespertine. Vespertine was very, very cinematic, but the strings on Yoga in Homogenic kind of clear some of the production on Vespertine, in my opinion. From the intro of this track, you are engaged, and then her vocals step in, and you are wowed even more. They take my breath away. The opening strings, oh my goodness. Again, her vocal energy, especially in that hook, it just feels like she's pleading, feels like she's hopeless. And it's just such a satisfying hook that is also a tad bit emotional, but marks one of her best ballads. I love that the production increases as well. The production gets more amped up, and we get this, again, electronic flair that Homogenic is mainly known for. The bass and the drums in the second half of the song kind of, bring that much more energy. And Yoga coming in at number 2 on this list. This is an all-time song. One of the best songs of all time, I will say. It is that iconic. Now for number 1, can you guys guess what number 1 is? I want you guys to put your guesses in down in the comment section down below before I mention this number 1 song. But I think you guys might be able to tell what that number 1 song is. My favorite song out of Bjork's discography thus far, at number 1, we have Hyper Ballad. What can be said about this song? It is also an all-time song from Bjork. One of the best songs of all time. Wow. Kind of similar to Yoga. The delivery in this is very hopeless and high energy in the hook. This is undoubtedly kind of similar to Army of Me. Post was known for its crazy hooks, but Hyper Ballad has one of her best hooks, has her best hook ever. It's just so catchy. The delivery as well, that it's just so emotional for me. If there is one song that really gets me in a certain mood, in an emotional mood at that, it is this song. And it's not even in the hook. It's not where the climax should be, but it's the verses for me. It's just, I don't know, the way she sings, the way she delivers in the verses sounds so, I don't know, almost innocent to me, helpless, and just very, very sad. And I don't know if that's what she intended. It could have been that she intended the exact opposite, but for some reason, Hyper Ballad is one of those songs that I've fallen in love with the delivery, particularly in the verses. But then you get to the end of this song, and it is happy and energetic, and the production is bubbly, and it is there, very production focused. And again, my mind has led me to the performance. I think a big reason why Hyper Ballad is number 1 and Yoga is number 2 on my list is because if you go and watch my performance, my Bjork live performance reaction video, is I was wowed at how she was able to conduct herself even more than the studio version, and having that in the back of my mind at how she was able to perfect these 2 songs really has uplifted it so much more. But Hyper Ballad is her best song so far that I've heard, in my opinion. And now I'm sure that my favorite song of hers will change on a dime. I think that will obviously happen. But as of right now, and I don't know if anything could ever really come close to Hyper Ballad, kind of objectively. And I'll be surprised if something in her discography on my further journey will beat out Hyper Ballad. It is that good of a song. Again, I wanted to give an honorable mention to some other songs that almost made the cut for this list, but I decided I enjoyed some other songs more. But I had Play Dead on this list at one point, one of my favorite songs from debut in that era as a whole. it is dark. It has this horror, mystery vibe to it, because it was supposed to be in a movie, and she killed that vibe completely. I also had Come to Me from Debut in this list. That is a very, very underrated song and one of the best on Debut in my opinion. Big Time Sensuality as well is a very, very fun dance track, but I also thought it was almost a little bit too basic of a sound to place in an all-time list, but it is a banger, I can't lie. Enjoy from Post, so innovative. It's Not Up to You as well was also in this list at one point, but it's hard, man. It's hard. That has wrapped up my ranking for the top 10 favorite songs by Bjork so far, from Debut to Vespertine. Again, this is just a part one, but I will be doing a second part after I kind of hit Medulla and her kind of newest albums. Newest meaning, 2000s-ish. But I'm really looking forward to see what she does after this. Again, this was her kind of big moment in the media, kind of being in the public eye. But I don't think her best stuff is behind her. I think this is going to be a different journey from the 4 studio albums that I've heard of her before. But I also think it's going to be different and also very, very good, if not maybe even better. I know everyone's tastes are different, so this could find its way to me and my enjoyment way more than her first 4 albums. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just before we head into Medulla and everything else, I hope you guys are enjoying this Bjork experience because, dude, I am loving it. I am loving it. I'm excited to explore everything else there is with Bjork. Her new album that is coming out sometime next year. Let me know your favorite top 10 songs from Bjork, from Debut to Vespertine. I want to know what your favorite songs are from this kind of first 4 eras of hers. And I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything you agree or disagree with. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one for Medulla.